Wildcat Live is a student-produced publication. All content and editorial decisions are made by the staff and do not reflect the views of West Johnston High School or Johnston County Schools. Good morning, I'm Eric Bean.
And I'm Catherine Sorrell with this week's episode of Wildcat Live.
On Halloween, the JOCO Teen Drivers and SAD found an interesting way to show just how many teen deaths are caused on the highways and the effect it has on not only you, but everyone around you. Here's Madison Bell with more.
Grim Reaper Day revealed to students and staff how impactful a driving accident can be to everyone in the school.
Every 53 minutes, me and Elena walk around and go find one of the students in their classrooms, and we paint their face white so that way they're dead per se, and for the rest of the day they can't talk or anything because they're being resembled as being dead.
I feel like I got picked because I was probably the biggest guy in JOCO Teen Drivers, so it kind of goes with the whole Grim Reaper theme.
I'm Madison Bell, Wildcat Live.
Oh, you scared me.
Thanks, Madison.
Wildcats on the Street is a new segment set up during lunch with a different poll question every week. Keeping with the Halloween theme, Madison Bell asked students and staff about the appropriate age to stop trick-or-treating.
What age is too old to go trick-or-treating?
I don't think you're ever too old to go trick-or-treating.
I'm gonna go with 12.
Why?
That's when you hit teens, is just too old.
I would have to say 99.
Why?
Because probably have heart problems and you're old.
You're never too old to go trick-or-treating. I'm 39 years old and I still go trick-or-treating and dressing up. So you're never too old to have fun.
If you go past your 20s, I think that's too old.
When you are out of your teenage years.
Until they tell you that you aren't allowed to have any more candy, and then you just stop.
I think you're as young as you feel, and if you have the courage to go trick-or-treating at any age, I think you should go.
Makes you wonder what Miss Coach dressed up as for Halloween.
Well, our soccer team has made it to the playoffs this year, and John Schlichter brings us more.
Last Wednesday, the boys' soccer season came to an end. Reporter Brandon Wiggins traveled to Jordan to interview Coach Sweat in reflection to the boys' season.
This year has been special, mainly because of the players and the leadership of the seniors. You're never guaranteed wins and losses throughout the year, and so you never know. They didn't let down at any moment. They covered a lot of ground as a team, and they played with heart. So one of the reasons we bring some JV players to the playoff game is just so they can see the excitement, see the intensity, see a high-level team compete. And, it just gives them a little taste of what's to come, hopefully to give them an incentive to work hard in the future.
I'm John Schlichter, Wildcat Live.
Thanks, John.
Many of you have seen the memorable vine of one of our custodians. Seth Thomas caught up with Mr. Carter and Mr. Barnes to get to know more about them.
West has a great staff of custodians to thank for a clean school. Mr. Carter and Mr. Barnes tell of what's important to them, as well as what they've seen on the job.
I've been a custodian at West about 5 years now. My favorite thing is being around the children and my coworkers. The worst thing is sometimes, your classmates, they get kind of messy. So cleaning up some of the creative ways they make messes is the worst part of it.
Seen it all. The worst thing I've seen, somebody get their stuff and write their names on the wall. But that's the truth, though.
Seth Thomas, Wildcat Live.
Thanks, Seth.
The new virtual alley is now open in the library. Ms. Davis talks about the new library addition.
This is West Johnston's virtual alley. And the virtual alley is basically a setup of sort of student-friendly space where students can come anytime. They can use the 10 iPad minis that we have set up in here. And the alley is also established for students to be able to bring in their own devices when we go to the bring your own device model. So once the students can bring in the tablets that are approved and those kinds of devices, this space is kind of meant for them to be able to hang out with the other students who are using the school-owned iPad minis that we we have here. We'll have QR codes that they can scan with the minis and go to the most recent Wildcat Weeklies, or we'll have, right now they can scan them and look at book talks that their own peers have put together. And they'll be able to just go and see things that they're doing. We might promote the musical through the tents. So we have a lot of promotional things, but we really want it to be a space for students and about them, and 21st century learning with sort of an academic edge to it.
The votes are in, and congratulations to Mrs. Fisher for winning the October's Teacher of the Month.
And that's all for us this week. If you have any suggestions for what we should be covering in an upcoming broadcast, contact us on our webpage or by emailing Abby Pressley. I'm Eric Bean.
And I'm Catherine Sorrell. Thank you and have a great day. We're going to have this array of lava irradiating from our...
Golly gee, Catherine. Our soccer team has made it to the playoffs this year, and John Schlichter brings us more.
Oh my God, I can't believe I just said that!
It's like the double chin thing going on. Eric, gosh!